Hello, hi, I'm Daniel Arancibia, Director of Proforest in Latin America. Proforest has been a strong supporter of the RSPO since its beginning, and we continue to work for its success. For example, we helped develop the first RSPO principles and criteria, and back in 2023, we are supporting all the voluntary sustainability standards, and we also spoke at the first RSPO roundtable in Kuala Lumpur. We also led the first RSPO lead auditor course. On the technical side, we have facilitated the technical development of many RSPO system elements and documents, such as the group certification, the new planting procedure, the shared responsibility principle, and many national interpretations and standard revisions over the year. Proforest continues to work closely with RSPO and other organizations that have been part of its development since its inception across all palm growing regions and markets of the world. Proforest supports both upstream companies and downstream companies. In the case of upstream companies, through our work on the ground in palm growing regions, and downstream companies through our engagement, for example, in the Consumers Good Forum Forest Positive Coalition on Palm Oil. At Proforest, we are a global mission-driven organization that supports agricultural commodity production and sourcing that delivers positive outcomes for people, nature, and climate. We work across the entire palm oil supply chain. Upstream, for example, training smallholders to get and achieve RSPO certification, improving their livelihoods. We work with mills and refineries, providing guidance and tools so they can implement responsible sourcing strategies and support the growing supply base. Downstream, we work with retailers, manufacturers to ensure that they understand what responsible sourcing means. That has given us a lot of insights and ideas on how we can bridge with pragmatic solutions legislative requirements with realities on the ground. And we try to implement that in all the areas and with all the clients that we have around the world. We have supported the implementations of the principles and criteria for independent smallholders. We're working at landscape level to provide ways to work with large number of smallholders and make it more effective. For example, in the Siam Pelalawak landscape and Sungai Linau landscape program in Riau, Indonesia, we're focused on addressing smallholder inclusion and livelihoods. In Africa, Proforest was one of the founding organizations of the Africa Palm Oil Initiative, which led to 10 countries committed on principles of responsible production of palm oil. 10 years later, this platform move on based on the success and private sector engagement to expand into the Africa Sustainable Commodities Initiative. For example, our support for smallholders in Mexico has led to a collaboration program between many actors of the supply chain and RSPO members like PepsiCo, Nestle, Cargill, the Mexican Palm Oil Federation, a refinery, a mill group, and even RSPO into what we call the Sustainable Palm Oil Initiative for Mexico, which aims to drive certification on both mills and their supply base, but also on independent smallholder groups, which is the big base of palm oil production in the country. This has led us to the first 4 groups of independent smallholders to be certified and passing the milestone according to the RSPO smallholder standard. RSPO could be one of the natural conveners for collaboration. Collaboration is key for the continuous improvement and the adoption of sustainable palm oil practices in the coming 20 years. By convening and working together, government, private sector, civil society organization, and smallholder farmers, just to name a few, we can address the systemic issues in the landscape and countries, move beyond individual supply chains, and make sure that sustainable palm oil production is not just about certification, but brings about outcomes for people, nature, and climate.